Hello everybody, welcome to another speed build here in The Sims 4. We are continuing with the Rebuild the Worlds series that I am doing, and we are in Del Sol Valley again. I don't know, I've really been digging building in Del Sol Valley at the moment. Also just because I am having so much fun just getting this city to be what I think it should be. So we're building on the lot. I cannot remember what it's called, but there was a lounge on it, so it's not the like really rootsy tootsy high up and coming lounge. It's the other one with the red theme. So I deleted that because I was like, you know what, Del Sol Valley only needs one lounge. What does Del Sol Valley really need? If you think about it, they need a cool shopping center. They need a place for all the hip people and all the common folk. Everybody can just come around to browse in these very expensive stores. So that's what we build. I build a shopping center. And of course you can make this into a retail lot if you have the Get to Work expansion. I think it's gonna be really awesome. And you can kind of see my latest build, the restaurant build high in the background, but I think it was just a perfect placement for me to put it in this lot. It's right next to a parking lot. It's next to the park where we have this little barista cafe going on, and it's not that far away from the spa area that we also built. So I just thought this was a perfect area to put it in, and just the perfect build for Del Sol Valley, to be honest. Now I had to split this build up into two sections because, as you can see here, this first part is already 10 minutes long, and that's just me working on the exterior and some of the interior before even going into the stores. So there will be a two-part video of this, and the second part will be live as soon as possible. But what I really wanted to convey with this building was like the modernness of it. Again, we have this very cool theme going on in downtown Del Sol Valley here on the strip, and I really wanted to continue that. So we have the greenery going through the whole thing. That's kind of like the continued theme that's going through these buildings. But I also wanted it to look like it was actually a mall. So I tried my hand on the rounded walls. Now, I will say, bloody hell, like this was a test of patience and a test of my willingness to keep playing this game. So every single time I did something, it would either delete the walls, or I couldn't delete some of the other walls, or it would totally remove the ceiling or flooring around that rounded wall. Now you're gonna see this section here. There was actually one of the sections where I couldn't get it to have flooring up to the rounded edge. I don't know why. It was working perfectly fine one moment, and then when I switched the flooring to something else, it glitched. No matter what I did, it kept having this glitch, which was super annoying. So in the end, I found a workaround that I thought worked really good. I also played around a lot with the idea of having this tree going around the space, but in the end I also decided not to have that. So we have the ground floor with 4 stores in it, and we have the first floor with 4 different retail stores in it, and I also decided to put a bowling alley in the basement just for good fun and good measure. I thought that was kind of clever and fun, and it's also been a while since I've built like a bowling alley, so that's what we did. And as you can see here, now I was trying to put in the railings for the first floor, and when I did that, some of the rounded walls disappeared, except for one. Can you explain that to me? Because I don't understand. But I graciously put them in again because I was like, you know what? I really want to have these rounded walls work. I have a vision and it's gonna look really good with the rounded walls. So I put them in again and started to decorate around it again. And then I saved because I'm having a lot of trouble with the game crashing. And then it came for the task to put them downstairs. And oh boy, this is where we started to run into the same old issues again. So I put them in, the rounded walls. Tell me, am I the only one having problems with these rounded walls? Like, I don't seem to have the same problems when I use it with rounded fences. But the rounded walls, like, what a patience you have to play around with that. Then the game crashed. So a new clip and I had to go in and do it again. I was kind of over it at that point, so I decided to start filling up with signs. These signs are gonna change a little bit throughout this speed build. I knew I wanted to have the bowling alley one because that's just classic, but I also wanted to have a lot of signage on the side of the buildings to really hit home that this was a mall. But as I started to put some of the signs up, for me, it started to look a little bit tacky. So I decided to just get away with that and have the billboards instead to really hit home that this was like a mall area and the different things you could buy in here, or like perfumes, clothes, whatever. And when I started to do that, I was like, okay, so now we're really getting somewhere with this. It's actually starting to look really good. It's starting to look like a mall, a place where you can go to buy the stuff that you would need. And it looks more classy now than it did before. So I really thought I hit something that I was happy with. So I started to decorate around that instead. Now, I was a bit uncertain with how to place the trees here to not cover up the big billboards. We figured it out in the end, but I still knew I wanted to have the bowling alley below and the bowling sign out front, which came with the next problem. Just a lot of problem solving in this build. Like, I haven't had this much problem solving in a while, but it was just ridiculous. So as you can see, I put in the flooring I liked. No problem yet. Oh, there it is. And you can see there's a problem. So the flooring wouldn't go all the way up to the rounded edge. I was like, okay, maybe it's the flooring. Let's try a different one. Nope, not the flooring. It didn't do it on anything else. Even when I removed the walls and the walls below and put it in again, it was fine. But when I put in the upper, it was just broken. And then I was like, okay, so can we maybe work around that by having these, some of them be this square wall instead? No, that didn't work. I thought it looked horrible. So I was like, okay, so we need to figure out what the hell to do then. So I decided to square them off with an angle instead. Really try to hit home, and then I just got sick of it. I got sick of the rounded walls. I got sick of the nuisance and the constant like keep doing it. It was just, I have had enough. And I think in the end, this build is better up forward. It turned out so much better this way. Still though, like, so rude. I can't even explain it. Like, I spent so much time doing this and it was just like not working, and I don't understand why. And I cannot be the only one having these types of problems with the rounded walls. And I feel like the more Sims games they keep adding, expansions, stuff like that, the more broken things just get. And the laundry list of things that needs to get fixed just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I was like, let's just keep to the basics. So we have the squared and angled walls instead. And then I started to really hit home on the bowling alley. That's the first thing I tackled, and that's what we're gonna continue building on in the next part, because this build turned out so much bigger than I originally anticipated, but I think it's worth it. It's so much better for it because it turned out really cool. So if you want to see the next part, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's very important so you get notified every single time I go live. Also, check out my vlogging channel, link in the description down below. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope to see everybody on here for part 2 next time. So thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. Bye.